disappointed are you to not go through yet, also not lose a match in either leg?
Well, we lost, obviously, because they're in there cheering and they're happy. I don't care how we lost. The circumstances surrounding it, it's extremely disappointing. We like to think of ourselves as a big club. We like to think of ourselves as a team that can compete in Champions League, in MLS play, in Open Cup, in every single game that we play. We like to think that we can, be better than our opponent. And, it didn't happen this time. And I am personally extremely disappointed. And I know that there's a lot of guys in there that are disappointed as well.
Matt?
You talked a lot about guarding against complacency as a champion. I mean, I guess it's maybe a little bit of a silver lining. Do you think it'll be easier to keep your guys focused up whenever you've got a team celebrating in your building right now?
I don't know, Matt. That's an interesting question. I don't think that group of guys in there was afraid of distractions or playing in Champions League and playing in league matches. I don't think that team was afraid of that. We'll never know now how that might have ended up. But it certainly should provide some motivation. I thought we had gotten rid of the slow start narrative. Obviously, we got to work on that a little bit more. I got to give them the tools to be successful, the confidence to play. But, it's an interesting question. I'll think more on it later.
What do you think happened in the second half there? What can you guys have done differently to kind of close out the game? The lack of focus, the lack of sharpness?
I just think we stopped playing. Like in sports, you got to make plays, offensively and defensively. And you hedge your bets defensively by keeping possession of the ball. You play better defensively when your forwards are scoring. It's a team game. The whole group just seemed like they, stopped playing the way I know they can play. And so, that was part of it. And then, you give up 2 set-piece goals. The second one was I know it was a knockdown or deflection or whatever, but that's something that's gonna be corrected.
Nico?
It seemed like Raul Diaz was having to track back a lot to get involved into the game. What was that attributed to?
Well, it wasn't by design. I mean, sometimes forwards, when they're not touching the ball a lot, they drop back. We do want Raul to play in between the lines, in between the center backs and the midfielders. They played 4-4-2. We wanted Raul to be there. It's actually a dangerous weapon if you have Jordan or a guy, JJ on the other side is not really a guy that works in behind. But if Raul drops off, the center backs go tight. There's spaces that open up. I would think that Raul, is probably a little frustrated tonight. Didn't see a lot of the ball. I would also say that sometimes he drops deep to help defend, which is one of his qualities. So we'll watch the tape and help him have more touches.
Jackson?
Coach, over these first couple of games, what are your impressions of Joao Paulo, and what do you think that he could possibly give you on Sunday coming off 90 minutes tonight?
Well, I hope more of the same, because he's been pretty good the last 2 games. And it's not just the goals. Well-taken goals in both games, but also, he's a thinker. And, he's smart. He can help establish tempo, stuff like that. So we'll have him a good regen and see what we can do Saturday to get him ready for Sunday.
Danny?
What's your message to the fans knowing we're going to fill the building in just a couple days?
Say that one more time, Danny.
What's your message to the fans knowing we have another home match in just a couple days?
Message to the fans is sorry we lost tonight, because Champions League's important. People that came here tonight, deserved us to go forward. They were cheering. We could hear them. For all the Sounder fans out there, I know one loss doesn't, prevent them from showing up, from cheering the team, for supporting the players. So, I know they'll be here on Sunday, and we'll try and, make sure that we come out on the positive side on Sunday.
John?
Coach, how difficult of a tournament is this to prepare for when these are your first two competitive games of the season of this year, and you're still working on getting guys rotated?
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. There's a lot of work that went into this preseason, and it seems like it's wasted. Now, that might help us in the regular season, who knows? But there was a lot of work that was done in both phases of camps down in California and then certainly down in Mexico City that has gone wasted. The guys worked hard. Coaches, we tried to give them the tactics, the plan, everything. So a lot of that hard work got wasted.
Would you do anything differently?
No. Just, just get the guys to, just get the guys to play better, a little more cohesive, a little bit with more confidence. We're integrating a couple of new guys. João Paulo's one of them, but he seems to be doing well. Tonight it was O'Neal and Javi, and last game it was Javi and Yaimar. So center back, sometimes it takes a little bit to gel together. Knew who came on. I thought knew who was good today. But that's a new back line basically. So some of that cohesion might not be there. But at the end of the day, this is a series. This is an outcome that's not good for us.
Jada, do you still have one?
Yeah, what was said to Steph, if anything, after this game?
Say that again?
Steph Fry, what was said to him, or what was his reaction?
Well, Steph's disappointed. He's disappointed just like every guy in that room. Before I walked in, the players were talking about stuff amongst themselves, which I like. It shows that they're, in and they're bought in and they want to make sure that they compete and win, and he's one of the leaders of the team. So, there was no direct words said to Steph other than, good job, good effort. Penalties are tough.
Jeremiah, you still have one?
What is the status of Jamar right now?
He is still awaiting his final paperwork. I'm hoping to have him on a plane tomorrow afternoon.
Felipe?
Coach, when it comes to when it came to the penalty kicks, who decide who was gonna be first and second and last?
It's always the same. It's the way I like to do things. I always ask the players who wants to take a penalty kick, and in this case, there were 5 guys that raised their hands right away. Sometimes guys that have that confidence are the ones that, you match up. I have a list that I write down of the players that I think can take them. And, they wanted to take the kicks, so I let them.
Take one or two more, Matt. I think you have the first follow-up.
This might be a bit of an odd question to ask after your first or second real game of the year, but how much of a damper can this put on your season? Because I know that you talk a lot about testing yourself against the very best, and then now this is something that gets taken off the table pretty much right away.
I am going to turn that around, Matt, and make this motivation for the season.
Maz?
Kind of in the same vein, how long do you take, losses disappointing, how long do you keep this and then turn it around with motivational?
We're going to keep this for a while.
Nico, you want to close?
Yeah, just, as a circumstance, how difficult was it that there were obviously key players from your team that were just unable to go for this one?
No excuses. We should have closed this out. We should have been moving forward.